Hello, my dear friends and students. A very warm welcome to you at my YouTube channel Education for Wisdom. Today we are going to study a poem. The unit number is 1.3 and the name of poem is Basketful of Moonlight. So let's start. 1.3 Basketful of Moonlight. O moon, give me moonlight, basketful or two baskets full with seeds of moonlight. From the city to my village, on the sides of the path, I want to sow many small moons of light. The whole village goes to the city daily to work. It becomes dark on its way back, as my village is quite far. The route is tough and full of snakes and scorpions. Neither bus nor cart plies. When my father returns home, I am asleep, and he goes back early in the morning while I am sleeping. O moon, give me a basketful of moonlight on loan. I want to light the dark route so that my father returns early. I too want to hear fairy tales and stories from him. O moon, give me a basketful of moonlight. I want to sow seeds of moon on the sides of the path. The poem is translated by Sunil Sharma. It is translated from Dogri language. Poem is very unusual in its structure as well as its concept. As you can see, the structure of the poem is not symmetrical. There are 4 lines, then 6 lines in stanzas, and there are a whole 10 to 12 lines in a stanza, and there is no rhyming scheme. So when there is no rhyming scheme in the poem, it is called as free verse. So it is a free verse poem. And unusual thing number 2 in this poem is its unusual concept. Here in this poem, the child is directly addressing to the moon and asking for seeds of moonlight so that he can lighten the path which goes from village to city. It is a very tough road and the child wants to lighten that path. It is very tough road, it is full of snakes and scorpions, and being tough, it takes a lot of time for all the villagers to go from village to city and come back. So in this way he wants to facilitate all the villagers by sowing those seeds of moonlight, moon, small moons, and enlighten the path. There is his personal interest as well. By doing this, he wants his father to come home early so that he can listen stories from his father. What happens now is his father comes home very late when he is asleep, and his father goes to his work when he is still sleeping. The child is still sleeping. So they hardly meet ever. So there is personal interest as well and community interest as well. He wants to sow small moons on the side of the path, and he wants to make the journey easier for all villagers as well as his father. That's why he is asking for small seeds of moon from moon itself. So it is a very interesting poem. Read the poem twice, thrice to make it familiar with you, and then we'll go forward for its 5-point appreciation. So in 5-point appreciation of the poem, the first point is title, which is a basketful of moonlight, and name of the poet is Sunil Sharma. Rhyming scheme, as I said earlier, it is a free verse. There is no rhyming scheme in the poem. And figures of speech, there are various figures of speech used in this poem, going from simple to complex one. The first one, alliteration. Neither bus nor cart plies. The sound N is repeated over here in this line. And another example of alliteration is snakes and scorpions. Sound S is repeated. Hence the figure of speech is alliteration. Another figure of speech used is apostrophe. Apostrophe means direct address to inanimate or absent thing. Here the child is addressing to the moon. O moon, give me moonlight. The direct address to moon is there That's why the figure of speech is apostrophe. And then repetition is also used. Small, small moons of light. The word small is repeated. And another figure of speech is tautology. Tautology is when there is repetition but in different words. Example, tales and stories. They have the similar meaning but are repeated in the same line. So repetition is there but in different words. Means synonyms are used. I too want to hear fairy tales and stories from him. So here the figure of speech is tautology. And the final point of appreciation of the poem is theme of the poem or central idea of the poem. So as I said earlier, it is a very unique poem. The theme itself is very unique of this poem. The poem is a request of a child to the moon. He asks for seeds of moon and moonlight to lighten the road from village to city, to make the journey easier and quicker for the villagers. By doing this, he also wants his father home early so that he can listen stories from him. So here we have completed the appreciation of the poem. Do study well, and you will study well, I am sure, and get good marks. Thank you.